A car born in the shadows of a post-war era, destined to dominate racetracks, ignite passion, and redefine performance. This is the infamous story of the Nissan Skyline GTR. From the humble beginnings of the Prince Skyline, it evolved into a beast that conquered circuits, earned the nickname Godzilla, and captured the hearts of millions. Imagine the thunderous roar of the R32 tearing through Group A racing, the sleek R34 immortalized in pop culture, and the R35 devouring the Nürburgring in record time. But the story doesn't end there. The GTR, being a legacy of innovation and sheer dominance, always pushes the limits of what's possible. And now, the future waits on the horizon, with whispers of the R36 promising a new chapter in this epic saga. But before we look ahead, let's go back to where it all began. In the post-war recovery of 1957, the Prince Motor Company introduced the Skyline, not as the performance beast we know today, but as a refined luxury sedan designed for elegance and comfort. It was a symbol of ambition in a time of rebuilding, yet within its DNA lay a hidden spark, a potential for greatness waiting to be unleashed. By the 1960s, the spark ignited. The Skyline GT was born, transforming the brand's image from modest luxury to thrilling performance. This was no ordinary sedan. It was a machine that challenged Japan's growing love for motorsport with a straight-six engine and bold styling that hinted at something extraordinary. The pivotal moment came in 1966 when Prince Motor Company merged with Nissan. This union brought together engineering brilliance and corporate muscle, shaping the Skyline's future as a platform for innovation. The Skyline wasn't just a car anymore. It was evolving into a legend. This was the beginning of a journey that would lead to the creation of the GTR name, a name that would redefine performance, conquer racetracks, and become a global icon. Before the roar of Godzilla, this was where the story truly began. From the seeds of innovation planted in the Prince Skyline, the next chapters would see the Skyline evolve from a promising sedan to a motorsport powerhouse, setting the stage for the GTR's eventual dominance. The transformation began with the 1969 C10 GTR, affectionately known as the Hakosuka, equipped with a 2.0L DOHC inline 6 engine producing 160 horsepower. This was a weapon on the racetrack. With an astounding 50 wins in domestic racing, the Hakosuka established the GTR name as synonymous with performance, leaving competitors in its dust. Next came the 1973 C10 GTR or Kenmarie, with its sleek, futuristic design and advanced engineering. However, it was tragically short-lived. Stricter emissions regulations halted production after only 197 units were built, leaving fans dreaming of what could have been. The Kenmarie became a symbol of the GTR's resilience, even when faced with challenges. The Skyline's journey continued through the 1980s, evolving in design and technology. These models served as testbeds for innovations that would culminate in the 8th generation R32. From turbocharged engines to advancements in aerodynamics, each iteration inched closer to perfection. While these generations lacked the GTR badge, they didn't lack ambition. They carried the torch of innovation, refining the Skyline's DNA for what was to come. This relentless pursuit of excellence set the stage for the ultimate revolution, the arrival of the R32 GTR. The Skyline had been preparing for its moment in history, and when it finally roared back to life, it would change the automotive world forever. In 1989, the Skyline GTR name roared back to life with the R32, a car so dominant that the automotive world gave it a fitting nickname, Godzilla. This was a massive comeback and revolution, one that would shake the foundations of motorsport and solidify the GTR's place in history. The R32's brilliance began under the hood. Powered by the legendary RB26 engine, a twin turbocharged inline 6 producing 276 horsepower, it was designed with one goal: to win. Paired with the Atisa ETS all-wheel drive system, the R32 achieved levels of traction and handling that were groundbreaking for its time. The Super Heikes rear-wheel steering system added to its agility, making the R32 not just fast, but also frighteningly precise. The racing world wasn't ready. The R32 entered Group A racing and annihilated the competition, claiming 29 consecutive wins in the Japanese Touring Car Championship and dominating the 1991 Bathurst 1000 in Australia. Its unmatched performance led to its nickname Godzilla, a Japanese monster wreaking havoc on racetracks worldwide. But the R32's story wasn't just about trophies. It became a cultural phenomenon, inspiring legions of fans and creating an aura of mystique around its capabilities. series. Anecdotes of its dominance spread like wildfire. Drivers spoke of its near-perfect balance, and enthusiasts marveled at its ability to outperform exotic supercars at a fraction of the price. Globally, the R32 became the face of Japanese engineering brilliance. It was featured in video games, celebrated in magazines, and coveted by car enthusiasts. This was a statement that performance didn't need to be European or expensive. The R32 GTR redefined the GTR name, proving that it could dominate in any arena. Godzilla had arrived, and the world would never forget. And if the R32 was the wild, untamed beast that stormed the tracks, the R33 GTR was the meticulous evolution, a sharper, smarter Godzilla that proved monsters could be refined. Building on the legacy of the R32, the R33 GTR introduced improved handling, aerodynamics, and safety measures that elevated its performance. The body was slightly larger and more aerodynamic, with a redesigned chassis that offered greater rigidity. Handling was enhanced with refined suspension geometry, while an upgraded Atessa ETS Pro system further optimized the car's legendary all-wheel drive capabilities. It was faster, more composed, predictable, and even more potent on challenging roads. Safety also became a focal point for Nissan, with the R33 being the first GTR to include standard driver and passenger airbags. It was a subtle hint to the idea that Godzilla wasn't just for the racetrack anymore. It could be tamed for everyday roads. In endurance racing, the R33 continued the GTR's dominance, famously conquering the 24 Hours of Le Mans and setting a blistering lap record for a production car at the Nürburgring. It proved that the GTR wasn't just a sprinter, but also a marathoner capable of relentless performance over extended distances. Yet the R33 faced its share of criticisms. Some enthusiasts felt its larger size and increased weight dulled the raw edge that made the R32 so thrilling. It was less of a street-fighting rebel and more of a disciplined soldier, a shift that left some fans longing for the unbridled chaos of its predecessor. Still, the R33 carried the GTR torch with pride, refining its formula and setting the stage for an even greater chapter ahead. Godzilla wasn't losing its bite, it was preparing for something legendary. While the R33 refined the beast, the R34 unleashed a masterpiece, an icon that fused raw power with cutting-edge technology, cementing Godzilla's place in automotive legend. The R34 GTR was an experience. At its heart was the legendary RB26 DDT engine, now more refined than ever, delivering razor-sharp throttle response and precision performance. But the real game changer was its advanced onboard systems. The multifunction display, MFD, on the dashboard gave drivers real-time data on everything from turbo boost to lateral G-forces, a level of feedback unheard of at the time. They didn't just focus on the speed, it was about empowering the driver to control every aspect of the machine. Culturally, the R34 transcended the world of cars and became a global phenomenon. It starred in blockbuster films like Fast and Furious and dominated video games like Gran Turismo, where players dreamed of piloting its sleek, aggressive form. The R34 was no doubt adored. For a generation of fans, it wasn't just a car, it was the ultimate symbol of aspiration, a dream machine that blurred the lines between reality and fantasy. Among car enthusiasts, the R34 achieved legendary status. It was the perfect balance of performance, technology, and charisma. Its precision on the track was matched by its ability to inspire passion in anyone lucky enough to see or drive one. The iconic Bayside blue finish became synonymous with perfection, while its reputation for tuning potential only elevated its allure. The R34 was the chapter that turned Godzilla into a cultural icon, leaving a legacy that still inspires awe today. But as the curtain fell on the R34, the world waited with bated breath for the next evolution, and in 2007, Nissan delivered a game changer, the R35 GTR, a machine so revolutionary it shed the Skyline badge but kept the indomitable spirit of Godzilla alive. The R35 was a complete reinvention built to challenge and dominate the supercar elite. Powered by the VR38 DET engine, a hand-built 3.8L twin-turbocharged V6 producing 480 horsepower, the R35 catapulted from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. Its performance was both impressive and record-breaking. With a Nürburgring lap time of 7 minutes and 29 seconds, the R35 redefined what a supercar could achieve, all while undercutting its European rivals in price. But speed was only part of the story. The R35 featured advanced technologies like a dual clutch transmission, refined Atessa ETS all-wheel drive, and a suite of onboard electronics that allowed even novice drivers to feel like pros. This was about raw power and making that power accessible, transforming every drive into a symphony of precision and adrenaline. Globally, the R35 was a sensation. It became a symbol of Japanese engineering supremacy, earning accolades from critics and fans alike. While Ferraris and Lamborghinis turned heads, the GTR commanded respect. It was fast, ruthlessly efficient, and a technological marvel that embodied the ethos of Godzilla. The R35 redefined what it meant to be a GTR. While being a brilliant successor, it was also a statement that the GTR wasn't bound by tradition, but driven by a relentless pursuit of perfection. And as the R35's reign continues, it leaves a legacy as one of the greatest performance cars of all time. As the R35 continues to cement its legendary status, all eyes are now on the horizon. The question lingers, what comes next for Godzilla? Of course, I'm talking about the R36 GTR, a concept shrouded in mystery yet brimming with anticipation. Rumors and whispers suggest that the R36 will not only carry on the GTR's legacy, but redefine it for a new era. With global shifts towards sustainability, the R36 is expected to feature hybrid or electric powertrains, seamlessly blending raw performance with cutting-edge green technology. Imagine the fusion of the GTR's soul-stirring roar with silent electric precision, a marriage of tradition and future-forward innovation. Design leaks hint at a bold, futuristic aesthetic, retaining the aggressive stance of its predecessors while embracing aerodynamic advancements that push the limits of speed and efficiency. Speculation about its technological arsenal suggests even smarter onboard systems, making it a supercar that thinks as fast as it drives. The R36 is a promise that the GTR will continue to dominate not only racetracks, but also the evolving automotive landscape. Whether hybrid, electric, or something entirely unexpected, one thing is certain: the next chapter in the GTR saga will be nothing short of extraordinary. Godzilla's reign is far from over. From the humble beginnings of the Prince Skyline to the roaring might of the R35 and the thrilling future of the R36, the GTR isn't just a car, it's a legend. Which chapter of its story captivates you the most? Share your thoughts, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic car videos.